Okay, so in last class we have just started a rack system. Okay, so today we will start with retrieval pipeline. Okay, so pipeline is nothing but uh, it's a means, let's say if there is a task and there are multiple things, so you are connecting all those things. So that is basically a pipeline. Okay, so similarly to achieve the retrieval task, there are multiple steps, and each steps are dependent on previous steps. So that is basically a pipeline. Okay, so in retrieval, there are multiple things. So if I talk about retrieval steps, okay, so first step is document loader. Okay, then second is this. So first is a document loader. So document loader is means, let's say if you have some in local system, let's say if you have some folder, okay, where some data is there, data can be in format of PDF, text. Okay, so you are loading that. um, so first step is to load the document or test the document from um, the file that you have provided to the system. Okay, so first step is document loader. Then once we have the document, then second step will be uh, chunking. Okay, chunking the do- document. So chunking is nothing but breaking the document into a smaller part. Okay, third step, once we have chunk, then we calculate or calculate or create the embedding of chunk document. Okay, once we will have a embedding, then next step will be to store the embedding into vector database. Okay, then once we have so these are the uh, first four steps, and after these steps, once we will have the uh, embedding of.
Sir, what about document cleaning? Like we have to clean the data, right? If any special characters are pushed or something like that.
Right. So that is basically a part of document loader, and means after document loader only we can clean the thing. Okay. Sometimes it is required, sometimes it doesn't. So once you have the document, then you can pre-process the document before doing the chunking. Okay, that I will tell. Okay, but these are the broader steps that I am talking about. Okay, so first let's say you have the document loader, then you do the chunking, then you calculate the embedding and store in the vector database. Okay, and once we will have the, let's say embedding in the vector database, then uh, next step will be to retrieve the um, document. Okay, retrieve the relevant document based on user question. Okay, so let's say I have a uh, let's say I have uh, um embedding stored in vector DB of all the chunks. Okay, so let's say there are 100 chunks, so there will be 100 embeddings. Okay, uh, if someone try to enter, please allow. Huh? Okay, so yeah, so embedding is stored in a vector DB, and let's say there are 100 chunks, so there will be 100 embeddings. Okay, so now how we retrieve? So let's say user asks some query. Okay, query means question. Then we first calculate the embedding of that query. Embedding of that query. Okay, then this get passed to the basically this embedding, and there are, let's say, 100 embedding. It try to match which is the closest embedding. Okay, that we will see. From there only the output will be the relevant docs. Okay, and so this relevant docs, so relevant docs along with the query, plus if you have a system message, the system message is optional. Okay, so these three things, so relevant docs plus system message plus query, all these three things pass to the LLM, and then LLM will generate the final output. Okay, so again, if I show you the steps, so first we have load the document, then we do the chunking, and then calculate the embedding of that chunk document, then store the embedding into vector database. So if user ask any question, then that is called query. We will calculate the embedding of that query and all the previous embedding of the document that is stored in a vector database. So this is basically vector database where all the embeddings are stored. So we try to find the closest embedding based on the user query. Okay, so we will see how that thing happen, but yeah, and based on that it will provide the relevant documents. Relevant documents means based on the user question, which chunk basically more closer to the user question. Okay, so that I'm telling it as a relevant docs. Then we are basically, once we have a relevant document, then we are passing query plus system message plus relevant docs. All these three things we pass to the LLM, and system message is optional. System message means the role that we are defining to the LLM, that is optional. If you do not pass, that is also fine. But relevant docs plus query is important to generate the final output. Okay. So this is these are the broader steps. Okay. So first thing is like document loader. Document loader. From the name we can understand that this step mainly belong to you are loading the document. Okay, So that is only a document loader. So now in document loader, the source can be, or maybe if you can, the source can be, or the file format can be .pdf. Okay, where PDF file, .docx, that is for uh, a document, or let's say if you create some file in Word document, Microsoft Word, that is called docx extension. Similarly, .txt. Okay, and there are many other format, and so this can be one source. The other source can be a web. You are scraping the web content. Okay, web content is scrap. Okay, so let's say if you want to create a rack system using the website data. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to first load the content of that web. Let's say if you are using any website, so first you need to extract all the content. Okay, so extracting a content is like scrapping, so that we also call it as a web scrap. Okay, so that, so this is the other source, web content. Third source is, uh, there may be many other source, but third source is a cloud. Let's say you have some data, yeah, um, in uh, AWS or GCP, Google Cloud Platform, or Azure, or any other cloud services. From there, you want to load the data. Okay, so that is a third source, third major source, cloud data loading. Okay, so these are the three main sources of where you store the data. So the first one is like PDF docx .txt is just a format, mainly. Um, so these are three different format, or so web is a one format, and PDF .txt is a different format, and similarly there are data stored in a cloud, and you are loading the data from that source. Okay, so now how to load these document things. Okay, let's say if you have data stored in a cloud, or if you have a data in a um, not your data, someone else data, maybe in some website, and you want to extract the content. Okay, similarly if you have a PDF file or text file or any file stored in your local or cloud, how basically we can load these things. So we will use a LangChain. So LangChain create a lot of uh, means it will provide the facility to load PDF, directory, okay, web based website or cloud. So it even GitHub, okay, even the social, means they have created a library to load content from social media like WhatsApp and other platform as well. So in this way, LangChain is a very powerful, because you don't have to write a separate code for mm, PDF or website or cloud or any social website. They have already created the wrapper. So a wrapper is nothing but, let's say there are 100 or 200 lines of code. So they have created a library, and with the help of that library, that code can be easily integrate, means it can be of 5-6 lines. So you don't have to write a very large code because they have already written and take care of all the most of the errors that encounter while creating a such library. Okay, so we don't have to write the code from very basics. They have already created it, and we can use their library to basically load these files. Okay, so if I go to the LangChain website, and again uh, uh, I will request you to follow the document. Okay, LangChain document. And if you are using any library, not just LangChain, or let's say use any, first try to go to the document of that uh, library. Okay, so here let's say we are using LangChain. So because that will be a most reliable and updated or recent content of that library. Okay, so they update all the things that change, so that is mentioned in their document. But if you take the help of, let's say, chat gpt or maybe google search or any place, so the content may not be updated, so better to use the original resource, okay, from where all these answers is coming. Okay, so this is the LangChain document, and if you see here in left side, so just go to Retrieval, simply click Retrieval, and the thing that I have shown him, finite context, static knowledge. Okay, all these things they have given. And if this is the pipeline that I was talking about. So first is a document loader, then is split into chunks, then embedding and save into a vector database. Okay, then user query, and it will provide the relevant document. And so all the three things that I have, that is hidden, but I will tell. So yeah, so this is the basically a retrieval pipeline. And if you see the building blocks, so these are basically a document loader is one building block, chunking, then embedding, then storing into vector database. So all these are building blocks. Okay. So first building block is document loader. So we need to load the document. Okay. Now, if I show you the, so by category, so category in the sense web pages. So if you want to load the document from web pages, so there are different like web, unstructured, recursive URL, sitemap, spider, firecrawl, docklink, hyperbrowser, agent QL. So these are different way of basically loading the web pages. Okay, and if you see the package API, okay, package or API. So API means, so packages, you don't have to pay for anything, but for API, it may be a chargeable. Okay. So this is a web pages. Similarly, if you see the PDFs, so PyPDF, unstructured, Amazon text tract. So these are different way of basically loading the PDF. Okay. So Amazon text tract, that is also a API to load PDFs. Okay. Similarly, unstructured, in that also you may need to use a API. So we'll see the other sources as well. But yeah, so this is for PDF. There are different way of loading the PDF file. Okay. Now in cloud providers, so see Amazon S3. So S3 is nothing but data storage, means in AWS, and data storage bucket we create. So it is like a folder, and where we store the different types of files. Okay, so you can upload the files there. So that is like Amazon S3. Similarly, GCP, so the Google Cloud Storage. Okay, Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive. So from Dropbox. So you can load the document from these sources as well, you with the help of LangChain. Then social platform like document loader, Twitter, Reddit. Okay, then messaging service, Telegram, WhatsApp, Discord, Facebook chat. And so from there also you can load the document. Okay. Then productivity tools. From there also you can load the document like Figma, Notion, Slack, Quick. Okay. Then common file types: CSV, JSON loader, HTML loader, docling loader. Okay. So there are multiple, means let's say if you have to load the document from, basically this library covers most of the sources from where you want to, let's say if you're creating any LLM app. So um, they have basically given provided integration to most of the sources. Okay, so that will be super helpful. Okay, now so in document loader, um, if I show you the format. Okay, so the format is means, let's say once you load the document. Okay, so this create the data in this format. So document, then page content, metadata, and there are some other information like ID and type as well. Okay, so let's say if you load any document, document loader. So let's say if you load any PDF file, then the document will be stored in the format document, and inside document there will be a page content. Page content is nothing but, let's say if you are loading the document, the content that is present inside that document, that is called page content, that will be in a string format. Then metadata. Okay, so metadata is about the file information. For example, the page number 1, that is a metadata. Page number 2, that is a metadata. Okay, thus basically it provides the source information, and if there is a title of that book, that is also stored in a metadata. Okay, then there is a ID. ID is basically, let's say for there are 100 pages, so for each pages there will be some ID, so that is optional. Okay, so mainly page content and metadata is important. Okay, so okay. So let's copy this. Okay, and so document format dot APY. So first, this thing you need to import from LangChain underscore core dot documents, import documents. Okay, right now I'm not loading anything, I'm just showing what is the format. Okay, so if you load any document, so this will be stored inside a list, and inside list there will be a multiple page content. Okay, so let's say if you have to create our own documents, you can create in this format. So uh, first you need to import this library document, and from then you can create a list. Okay, and inside a list, this document thing, then page content and metadata. Okay, so yeah, so first create a list. Okay, so inside list there will be a document. First create with document, and inside this document, what are the things that will be there? So inside document you can write first page content. Okay, and then your content, basically content. Then second thing is metadata. Okay, uh, metadata, and here the metadata information will be there. So document inside that page content, and then and you can similarly add multiple documents. Okay, so if you see here, there are 3 documents. Okay, so first document, page content. This is the content that you have written. Then metadata you have created. Okay, and then the second one separated by a comma. Okay, so this document you are creating. Okay, let's say if you have to load any PDF. Okay, let's use a here, go to document loader and just go to the first thing, PyPDF. Okay, we will start with PDF loader. So first go to PyPDF. So we will see how we can load a PDF file. Okay, so for that, what you need to do, first you need to install this thing. Okay, LangChain community and PyPDF. Okay, so we'll go here, and to install anything, what we can do, uv add. I have already created the virtual environment. So LangChain community and PyPDF. Okay, okay. Now this get installed. Then I'm PyPDF loader dot type. Let's create a new file. Okay, now again, so simply what you need to do first. Okay, okay. So first try to import, select the kernel and try to see whether this get imported or not. Okay, now so this library you install, then you can create a loader equal to, again you can go here and PyPDF loader. Now you need file path. Okay, file path. So file path, let's say you have data. Okay, let's say this is a one file I have created. This is maybe I can rename it Karun. Okay, now let's say just click this one, go to right click, copy path. So file path will be inside a string. Okay, always remember to put inside a string, otherwise it will throw error. Okay, now you have file path PyPDF loader. Let's okay, yeah. Now docs, you can write loader dot load. Okay, so these documents get created. Let's say first the length of docs. Okay, so the length is 2. If you so when you load the PDF, so it load page wise. Okay, so right now in this there are total 2 pages. If you see here, there are 2 pages. Okay, So because of that only the length is 2. Maybe I can. Okay, all are having 2 pages. Maybe we can download some book, Python book, let's say. Python book PDF. Okay, let's. Okay, and we can save there only, maybe inside a data PDF. I'll save it. Okay, now so this is the one file that we have loaded. Okay, let's say before loading other file, let's see the content. Okay, so as I said, document is stored in this format. Okay, document is stored in this format, and let's say in our case there are two length of document is 2, so it means it will be like that only. Okay, so let's see the contents. So if you have in your list there are 2 things. Let's say if you have to access the first thing, what should I do? Anyone? Docs of
0.
correct, docs of 0. Okay, so in docs of 0, if you see document metadata is there, and if you scroll right side, then page content is there. Okay, so let's say if you have to see the page content, so after docs of 0 you can write page underscore content, and maybe if you want to print it, print. Okay, so this is basically the page content of first page content. See, this extract all the things present in first page. Okay, let's say if you have to see the second page information. Okay, so this is the second page information. You can cross check it as well. So yeah, so from second page, the global, from the global, okay, some, okay, what we have, which file we have chosen? Karun, sorry, this is RO. Yeah, so if you see the Karun, the second page is the safety. Okay, and you can check it as well. Okay, so when you load the document, it will load the page wise. Okay, so let's say one learning Python. Okay, let's copy path, and maybe we can put learning path thing. Clear all output, restart. See, so let's say in learning Python, how many pages? 1213. Okay, you can see here number. So now let's load this. Then it is loading. Yeah. Now if you see the length, 1213. Okay. And if you see this is the page content 1, page content 2, page content 3, page content 4. Okay. And this is the page content. Okay. Let's say if I want to see the metadata. Metadata. Okay, so see here in metadata, what are the things that is extracted? Producer, antennas, PDF output. Okay, that is there. Then creator, mm, creation date, author, mark, Ludge, mm, date, title, learning Python, trapped, and source from where this file is there. How many pages are there? Page label means we are talking about which page. So docs of 4 because this list is started from 0. So 4 is basically belonging to page number 5. Okay. So page label also will get. Similarly, let's say if you write documents of 0. So here the same thing, here page label 1. Okay. So this metadata also get. So all these processes are automatic. You don't have to write anything or extra. You simply, what you are doing, you are loading the PDF file, and from PDF file you are extracting the things. Okay, so this is a PDF loader, right? So this is how you can load any PDF. Okay, let's see how we can load the WebBase loader dot ipynb. Okay, and yeah, so if you go to the web-based loader, so let's first click this one, and for web-based loader first you need to install. So for everything there are some dependency which you need to install. So LangChain community is already installed. You can install Beautiful Soup. So Beautiful Soup is web scraper library. So they have integrated with LangChain, but you can let's say BS4 web. Okay, if you see Beautiful Soup. So if you see here, Beautiful Soup is a library that make it is easy to scrap information from web pages. Its site does stop HTML or XML parcel, providing a Pythonic idioms for. Okay, so if you have to scrap any web content, you can use the Beautiful Soup. Maybe let's say use this one only. Sorry, yeah. So just you want to extract the content from this link. Okay, so yeah, again I go to web-based loader. This library I've already installed, so I'm not adding anything. And yeah, then one, sometimes if you reduce the time now, if you do not use this loader dot request per second, then uh, sometimes it throw error. Not error, it is loading and loading continuously. It will take some time to load the file. Okay, so simply just paste the link here. Okay, and we are loading the thing. Okay, so let's load it. See, it's running. Huh? Let's interrupt this, and maybe I can put 3. There also it. Just a second. Okay. So yeah, now view length of docs, let's say. So only one. So let's say docs of 0 dot page underscore content. And let's say I want to print. So if you scroll it down, okay, so it extracted all the things, okay, from that page, web page, okay. So this is how that works. So yeah, so you can scrap the, so this is basically a web-based loader, okay. And with the help of web-based loader, you can load or scrap any content from the web pages, okay. Similarly, there are other loader. I can tell you. So let's see it. CSV loader. Okay. So let's say if you have to load any CSV file. CSV loader dot IPYN. Yeah. Maybe I can. I have some CSV file. Documents. Okay. So we can use this thing here, and maybe we can also look for is there any dependency to install. It's not saying anything. Yeah, so we can give the file path. So CSV file, and I'm just giving the here the file path. Okay. It will take some time because the number of rows is quite high. Close. Okay, sorry. Okay, means this is how you can load any CSV file, but it throwing because the file size is quite large, so it's not able to run that thing. Maybe I can some Yes, here also the content is like that only, the same thing in same format. Only thing is like, let's say in CSV file, there are 5 rows or 10 rows. Okay, so you will get for each row there will be one document. Okay, for each row there will be one document. So if you have a 5 rows, then the number of document will be 5. Length of that document will be 5. Okay. Maybe I can sample CSV file. That is okay. Maybe we can try this. Okay, and you can copy path. So let's run this. Yeah. So this time it run fast. So data of, if we check the length of data, so it is 100. And if you open this, so if you see it, there are total 100 rows. Okay. First is basically a header only. Yeah. So total 100 rows are there. And if you see the data of 0, okay. And so you can see this metadata, and let's say if you want to see the page content, and let's print it. Print. Okay. So here customer ID, first name, last name, company. So all this information it able to extract. So you can read. So here if you see the first column, so first name is Cyril. Okay, and if you see here the first name Cyril, then other information. Okay, so this is how you can load the CSV file. Okay, and if you want to see the metadata, you can see the metadata as well. Okay, like that. Okay, so here in metadata only file information is there and which row. Okay, so for each row there will be one document. So one document is in a list there are multiple documents. Okay, so each so for CSV file each row is one document. For PDF each page is one document. Okay, so this is how we can load the CSV file. So again, if we go back to the document loaders, maybe okay. So CSV loader, then there is a JSON loader as well. If you have a JSON file and if you want to load it, for that also they have the uh, uh, library to load any JSON file as well. Okay. So most of the time, generally we use PDF or DOCX or TXT. Okay, and in PDF also, in some PDF there are some images. Okay, and we want to load that as well. So that are called a unstructured PDF. So if you use this library, this unstructured, okay, so this will use a API key, unstructured API. So this basically help to extract the information from the unstructured PDF as well. Okay, and right now there are many other library as well. which basically help to extract the data from website in a structured way. So for example, what we have seen and in web-based loader, okay, if you load anything, see here, there, this content is not clean, right? So generally we need to do cleaning when we are loading the document from the website through web pages. Okay. And right now there are some libraries which basically help to, with the help of LLM, they directly create, directly give the clean content, okay, in a structured format. Because the main thing that is very important is your data should be clean. Before creating a rack system, the data should be clean. It should be easily understandable in the sense ki, if it is in proper format, uh, then it will be very easy to understand for LLM to inference something, okay, or give output. Otherwise, it may create a problem. So data cleaning is very important. So once you upload the document, then the next process is to clean the data. For PDF file, it may not required because that is already structured thing. And if you see also for PDF, the data is mainly cleaner data. Okay. But for, and for CSV as well. But if you load any data through website, there we will require a, uh, what we call, there you will require a cleaner data. Okay. Page, web page cleaning through LLM. Web scraping with LLM. So I forget the name actually. There is one website through which you can crew for AI, crew for AI maybe. Yeah, crawl for AI. So this is one library which is super useful when you are uploading or uh, loading any web pages and you want it in a structured format. Okay, so many times this website is super useful, or this library is super useful when you are crawling any data. So crawling, scraping, all these are almost same. Okay, and this basically, this in background, it uses a LLM to clean the data in a structured format, and you can define your own format. Okay, that we will see um, how we can clean the data. Okay, uh, yeah. So now if I come back here, so see, in interview they will ask the rack pipeline, that is for sure. Okay, now in generally they will ask, means, okay, how, what are the steps, how you so first step is document loading. Then after that, what we will do, the data cleaning. Data cleaning. Okay, so for data cleaning, you can tell crawl for AI library you used for data cleaning. Okay, remember the name, crawl for AI, and we will see how we can use crawl for AI and also how we can get the data in structured format. Okay, So because to create a rack system and to get better output, we need a structured data. Structured data. Okay. So this is super useful. So, and this is mainly, this crawl for AI is mainly for web-based crawl and scrap. Okay. So we will use this thing. So this is one important thing. The next question they ask, let's say if you have a PDF format, they will ask if your data is, or if your PDF contains tables and images, okay, how you will process it. Okay, because if you load through PyPDF, uh, it if they're in your let's say in your file, there are only uh, text, okay, then it will be very easy. But if that files contain images, okay, and there are some meaning or that is important for your uh, means when your rack system, then uh, PyPDF will not work properly. It will extract all the text, but it will not able to um, provide you the information regarding the images. Okay, so for there also some library is there. So if you go to the document loader, so unstructured, okay. Uh, so unstructured, if you see here, currently support loading of text file, PowerPoint, HTML, PDF, images, and more. Okay. So unstructured is also one library. Unstructured. So here, if you see here, it is already written. Get your data LLM ready. Okay. So it will help you to basically uh, get the data in that format. Okay. So all these things you should know because they will try to see your depth. Okay, so that we will see it in the upcoming classes, how we will basically load the unstructured PDF. Uh, Similarly, there is a imagine text tract. Okay, so this is also, let's say if your data is scan document. Okay, so in scan document, sometimes we will not be able to extract the text using a PyPDF. So Amazon Text Tract is a Amazon service which is paid, means you have to pay for it to use that service, but through that also you can extract the so Text Tract also supports JPG, PNG, PDF and other file things. Then so these are mainly famous one, that Amazon Text Tract and PyPDF, and there are other way as well to basically load the unstructured PDF, but mainly PyPDF unstructured and Amazon Text Tract are famous. Okay, and this we will see when we will see the cloud, AWS cloud, how we can. So that is very simple, uh, not that complicated. So these two things are important. One is a, let's say if you have a, if you created a means or scrap the website data, how you are organizing or extracting the content in the proper format. Okay, so that is there. And similarly, if you have a PDF is unstructured which contain image and tables, how you are able to handle it. Okay, so that two things generally they ask. Yeah. So, and you can also, let's say any company, if they want to create a rack system. So their purpose will be to maybe let's say uh, for example, if you are creating a stock market research or you want to do some research using with the help of LLM for some stocks. Okay, so for that, all the stocks data is present in internet, right? So for that, you want to uh, extract the information from the internet, and that you passed means from that only. Maybe you want to create a rack system. So for there, the web-based loader is important, and there are many other applications. But yeah, so this loading and data cleaning. So right now, data cleaning we we don't have to do it manually. We can use some library which will help us to clean the data. Okay. Yeah. So any doubt till this point?
Sir, uh,
Mhm.
can we load any file like any media file through the document loader?
Any media file.
Yes.
So media file image we can load. What you want to load a uh, what we call a MP3 file or .web file. This thing.
Yes, sir. That those files.
Those file support is not there. You can create your own document loader which can support video and uh, mp3 file. But mp, let's say video file is basically a video is a basically a, if you add multiple images then it will create video. But for audio, uh, it understand the text, means LLM understand the text thing, right? So
Yes.
anyhow, you need to convert audio into text. So you can load, means you don't have to use this loader. You can directly load, but unless you convert into a text, you cannot, LLM cannot use
So
that.
first we will have to convert those into text, then we can add.
Convert into text means speech to text. Okay,
Yes, yes.
uh, that then you can use.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you, sir.
any other question?
Sir, normally, like normal question, like if we are
Mhm,
scrapping something, like for example, let us take if we creating some bank chatbot or some for a client. So
mhm.
what about this data privacy thing? Like we cannot, like if we are extracting, we are giving to LLM, right? So we are chaining to LLM. So LLM is like the company can like previously we have seen that some we are uploading our photos and creating them ghibli images and a news came that these images are used by these companies for further process like tuning something like that. So what about this data privacy like that?
So data
So how can
privacy, if you see any, let's say this SBI card, right? So here the information that is available to public, that we are using it, right? And
yes,
if you able to, um, if you use any LLM, okay. So right now the data privacy related to bank is like the data should be stored locally, or uh, this LLM provider, they clearly say that they write that they will not store any data. Okay. So let's say if you are using LLM for some insight you want from your data, let's say from the transaction, if you are passing the transaction to the LLM, okay, user transaction, basically the idea is to get some insight from that transaction and we can cross sell some product. Maybe let's say if he's spending more on medicals, then we can sell something related to insurance, okay, to user. So basically we want to pass that data, and we basically want to see whether how much spending is doing in certain categories. So we are passing that to the LLM, but that LLM that we are using, they provide you the legal document that we will not storing the document. Okay, so that is how you can you only use LLM which does not store your information. Okay, let's say for example OpenAI API. If you are using API, then that OpenAI is not storing your data. Okay, so it's simply passing, you are passing any information to the LLM, but LLM is not storing, just giving answer, that is okay, but it's not storing any information. But if you are using a chat GPT or any other Anthropic or any other thing which are free, they are storing your data. Okay.
Okay, got. So
And
basically,
all
we are not doing
Mhm.
anything like technical, but it's all documental.
Right, they will provide you the legal document. Let's say for example AWS, if we talk about, okay, for in India, if you are working in some banking thing in India, as RBI have provided some guideline that you cannot means any cloud service you are using, the data should be stored locally. Locally in the sense India itself. Otherwise, RBI will take some action.
Okay, okay, got it.
Huh. So let's say, and all the SBI or any big bank, they are storing their data in cloud only, right? And they are using, I don't know which cloud service they are using, but they are using. And it are maybe they are using a Google cloud service or Microsoft cloud service or Amazon cloud service. Okay. And so there is the condition is that if you use any cloud service, there is a means the data center. Okay. So they are means in India also they have their data center. So when you choose the data center, uh, in UI, basically there means there are multiple service that they are providing. So all the service, so service are uh, data or region dependent. Not all
Okay, okay,
means not all the services are available to all the regions. In
okay,
India, maybe there are some limited services that, and similarly, the case of LLM, all the LLMs are not available to India for a specific region. If I talk, let's say if I talk about Mumbai region, okay. So in Mumbai region, all LLMs which are hosted in AWS are not available for Mumbai region. So you have to choose it in a way that basically fulfill the RBI requirement to choose the LLM. And so this is how we are maintaining the data privacy. And
okay,
you can basically see the document of that means provider, whether they are storing it or not.
okay,
Okay.
okay, got it.
Yeah. Uh, so data privacy is very important. So all the interviewer or all they will ask, no, means they will try to judge you how you are handling the data privacy, because that will be a major roadblocks for any LLM that you are using. Means let's say for
Yeah,
example
that's why
Grok.
so in
Uh,
interview they're asking that if
uh,
a client is creating like if you're using banking details, how you are maintaining
mm,
your data privacy? Like it's all like if you are applying for loan, if the candidate is applying his income and everything you are having, so how you are maintaining your data privacy?
so that is why means I am telling that choose a one domain and choose domain which is more practical. Okay. So banking, I know what are the challenges and what are the privacy concern, data privacy, all these things. So if you uh, tell your answer in that way, na, then they will basically uh, they will be impressed, and it will be easy for you to get into the job. Okay, since because you have already they want to know whether you have such expertise or not. If you give them the confidence that from your answer that okay I have this thing, then they will uh, the chances will be better. So we will see it, what are the things, what are the challenges, and because of that only I was telling, do not use a Grok, or means try to use the let's say OpenAI, because majority of the industry are using OpenAI, or maybe you can use AWS Bedrock, that we will see. Um, so choose one of them. So mainly they're looking for whether you have some cloud knowledge, okay, and this data understanding, what are the processes. So if we uh, take it for some real use cases, then you will get some idea, and that project you can include in your CV as well. Okay. Yeah. So we will do it all these things. You don't worry about that thing, how we will gather or how we'll do that thing. So we will, you you only do that thing. I will tell you how to do it. Okay. So do not worry about that thing. Yeah. Any other thing? Okay. So only request is again to uh, see the LangChain document, and if you understand the LangChain document, LangChain website, just properly, means from LangChain, take LangChain document as a guide, and from there only try to practice the things. Okay, and you don't have to remember any code from LangChain, because no one will ask which LangChain, or means what is the syntax for it in interview. Okay, they will not ask you to write code for LangChain document. Okay, it is understandable, because there are many other things in LangChain, and there are so many things you cannot remember, practically not possible. So just you should know only how to read the document. Okay, and slowly you will understand. It's not that difficult. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks everyone. Tomorrow also we will have a class. Okay. And from this Saturday to Tuesday, we will not have a class. Okay. So next class means, uh, so tomorrow we will have class, and day after tomorrow. And after that, the next class will be on Wednesday. Okay. For this week only.
Sir, sir, the project that we had to present, when we will present?
Friday evening, I was thinking that you can present. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.